Good afternoon, man.
Good afternoon.
Man, how is everybody doing, man? We coming at you with another episode with the minister and the minister's wife. Uh, and today, man, we're gonna be discussing
Marriages.
marriages, being submissive.
That
Let me say
word.
that word right. Submissive, right?
That's the word that most females don't like. It scares them.
Let us get the definition of submissive. Okay. Let us get the definition of submissive. So it's important, both parties have to be submissive though. Not just the wife, man.
I think there's some men that would disagree with you.
Probably so, but the Bible don't the Bible, I'm just with the Bible. Um submissive means ready to conform to the authority or will of others. Meekly, listen, it said meekly, obedient, or passive, or submissive, almost sheep like people, right?
Mhm.
That's just a sentence that they put right there. It said compliant, yielding, these the similar words, synonyms, compliant, yielding, and some more stuff on here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Obedient. That's another one. See, I don't know. You tell me why y'all always tripping about being obedient to your husband.
It's a lack of understanding, first of all. Um, when females hear you have to be submissive to your husband, for some reason it's translated into your child and he tells you what to do and you have to do it. And so females having that I'm grown, you don't tell me what to do attitude, it scares them and they rebel against it.
Well, unless the man telling you to do something stupid, you know what I'm saying? Why is it? If he telling you to go do something stupid, then you don't have to. You know what I'm saying? Do nothing stupid, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I mean that's different. But if the man telling you to fall in line, we believers, we follow this Bible to the best of our ability, right? So if the man telling you God said do this, then what's the problem?
It shouldn't be a
Why
problem.
why most women have a problem with that?
Again, it's lack of
And
understanding.
because the Bible tells the woman to be obedient to what her own husband.
To her own, in all things.
But yeah, you got a lot of women, they'll obey their pastors. You know what I'm saying? But when their husband say something, they got a problem with it. But they said be obedient to what?
To your
To
husband.
your husband.
That is true.
So
women will submit to what the pastor say
there's
before they will their husbands.
mhm.
And that's another problem too, because the pastors will side with the woman instead of saying, go talk to your husband.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
And you got a lot of that going on, man. So look, we just not gonna jump right into the scriptures. We gonna creep into this conversation today.
It's growth. Like I said, once you get into a marriage and you realize what submissive is, then there comes an understanding.
Yeah, but that man also had to be in line too now. Because we got order. We got an order, right? So we got what? Christ, man,
Woman.
woman, God, Christ is the head of man, man the head of the woman, God is the head of Christ. So we got an order, right? So what does that mean? A man being the head.
He's supposed to rule his house.
He's supposed to rule his house, right?
Mm-hmm.
He got to rule his house with the leadership of who though?
With the leadership of Christ.
With the leadership of Christ. So you can't just be ruling no house without the leadership of Christ.
Yeah.
Okay, you got to be a follower of Christ. You know. But let's keep. I don't want to get ahead of myself with this conversation.
We got really to
creep into it.
I don't know about creeping.
We got to creep into this conversation.
Okay, so you remember some years ago, I was on Facebook, and a post popped up on my page where a young lady was like, her husband said she can't go get gas at night. And all the women on that post was like, you grown. How he gonna tell you what you can and can't do and this, that, and the other? And it's like, if she submits to what her husband says, she could be protected.
Yeah, so tell them about the other incident though.
Not saying that stuff don't happen at night. I mean, in the daytime, but it's more successful to happen at night in the dark when less people are out. And he was only trying to protect her, not tell her, oh, you just can't leave the house after dark.
So tell her what happened with your incident.
So with my incident, I was down to one pamper and my son was teething. And I had just left my husband's job. I took him some food for lunch. And I said, I'm finna go to Walmart because this boy is teething. I don't have any more Pampers. And he was like, we'll go in the morning. So me, I'm like, no, we can't go in the morning because he only has one Pamper. And I need some Pampers. He's teething. We gonna be wiping up poop in the morning. So I went to Walmart with my 3 boys who were all under 10, and I started getting followed by 2 men in Walmart. They were literally following me. Every aisle I went on, they went on. And I froze. You know, I couldn't yell out for help because I was like, is this really happening? And to be honest with you, I don't know why I froze. I couldn't even tell the lady who was ringing up my stuff, like, I think I'm being followed by these 2 men. So I looked at my oldest son, who was probably 10 or 9 or 10, and I said, when we leave out this store, I need you to hold on to my jacket and run with me. Now I have a 2-year-old and a baby. And I put both of those babies on my arm and I grabbed the bag of Pampers and wipes. And I was like, oh Lord, I'm just going to have to run and try and get to this car. What saved me is the police officers, for no reason, from out of the blue, just ran up and parked in front of the store and got out. And the 2 men stopped. Yeah, they drove up. Sorry. And they just parked in front of the store and stopped, which made the 2 men that were following me stop. And I ran and I threw my kids in the car. I didn't even put them in the car seat. I threw them in the car and got home. And I told my husband, he was like, I told you not to go to that store. We could have did it in the morning.
Yeah, but it was good that the police pulled up. But sometimes you have to listen to what your husband telling you. Man, being submissive to your husband, sisters, is not him treating you being a slave. Because I know a lot of sisters look at it like that. You know,
ain't no slave.
Yeah, look at it like you been. That's not it. You know, I don't think a man need to treat his wife like a slave. But now we do have scripture that says that woman is that man's possession. I think a lot of people take that too far. You know what I'm saying? They take it too far. And because it does say that woman become what? His possession.
He begetteth a possession.
He that giveth a wife what?
He begetteth a possession.
He beginneth. Yeah,
what is it? I have to find find it.
Find get that pull that up. But we'll go through it later. She become his possession, not meaning that his slave. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think that phone about to die. But it's not saying that she becomes his slave, but she becomes she's his wife, and she should, be that for him, not giving the man a hard time. It all go both ways, man. And we gonna get into the scriptures. We gonna get into the scriptures in a minute. So what else you got?
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head, as they say, when you said I'm not a slave. I think that comes up too because I've heard that in conversations. Like I ain't gonna be just cooking and cleaning and doing everything that man say. But I mean that's your duty.
But you want a man to come in and take care of you, do this for you and do that for you. But some women do have a problem with cooking and cleaning. What's wrong? What's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, for real, what's wrong with that? It shouldn't be a problem if he doing everything he need to do, right? So moving along, man. Listen, this stuff is important. Marriage is the foundation, of the black community, right? Our women need to get in line. Our men need to get in line first. And I believe that the women gonna line up.
And let me
But
say that if you do have a godly man that's following the steps of the Lord, Christ first, Christ, God is the head, Christ, then that man, and if he's doing what he's supposed to do, then it's not gonna be, oh, I'm in a slave relationship because I'm not in a slave relationship. I
yeah,
listen to my husband. I work. I make sure they eat. Make sure my house is clean. So I don't understand. Personally, I don't understand. I've never had a problem with the word submission anyway. I guess I don't know. Maybe it's the mindset of some people.
yeah. So where does the whole idea of a woman being submissive come from anyway?
The Bible.
It comes from the Bible, right?
Hmm.
A lot of people don't. I'm telling you, it's a lot of sisters that don't agree with this part of the Bible, but they say they love God. But
You
this,
can't love him if you
but
don't
but this
agree.
will fix your marriage
Hmm.
if you just follow it.
It sure
This
will.
will fix your marriage if you just follow it. Look, I married a couple. I'm gonna admit something with that. I knew I shouldn't have did it. I felt that I shouldn't have did it, but I married them anyway because they was not ready. The female wasn't willing to be submissive to her
The
husband. And
husband.
her husband was trying to tell her, a lot of stuff that you was doing, you can't do no more. We
Hmm.
married now.
Hmm.
And we was trying to tell her that
Hmm.
also, like, you gonna have to, like, some stuff you doing, you don't have to cut it out. You married now.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't like the marriage was, you know, I'm legit, so I can marry people, right?
Hmm. Yep.
So, but I knew, and I blame myself. I knew deep down that I shouldn't have not did that
Yeah, I think it lasted 5 months.
because they was not ready.
Absolutely.
So they weren't ready. I knew this, but I did it anyway. So I take responsibility for that.
But she'd call me and she'll be like, "What can I do about this situation?" And he this and he that. And I said, "Well, first, the scriptures that we're covering today." I took her to him and I said, "The first thing you have to do is go to the scriptures for yourself." I said, "Are you doing everything right? Are you being the submissive wife?" And she was like, "I do all of that." Mm-mm.
Nah, cause I'm not gonna get into the details about what was going on,
Mm-hmm.
but there was some stuff going on that should not have been going on. It's just simple as that. You know, once you get mad, a lot of that foolish stuff you was doing, you gotta stop. Simple as that. You know, especially if your husband said, "Listen, I don't, I don't like, I don't like the fact that you know you hanging out with
Certain people.
certain people. You know, I ain't gonna put what people it was, what type of people it was. I ain't gonna put that out there.
Mm-hmm.
But the man didn't like it, and she didn't like the fact that he didn't like it. I'm gonna do what I want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I knew that wasn't ready, so I take responsibility for that. But that didn't last. That didn't even last 8 months.
Mm-mm.
You know, and there's a lot more came with that. But I ain't gonna put them folks out there like that. You
The
know,
moral of the
so
story is she wasn't willing to submit.
she went. She wasn't
She wanted to put
willing.
all the blame on him.
Yeah,
When in fact, she had to take, I wouldn't even say 50%. I would say probably 75% of the blame.
yeah. So he was just trying to tell her, we married. This stuff got to stop. You know what I'm saying? This man come home, some dude up in the kitchen cooking. I'd have got pissed off too. You know, that ain't that ain't right. So I'm
Yeah.
not gonna give no more details on that. But she failed to realize that when she married that man, she became his possession. Right here, I'm gonna read this scripture real quick. Ecclesiasticus is Sirach in the Apocrypha. What's this? Chapter 36, verse 24 says that he that get a wife beginneth a possession, a help like unto himself, and a pillar of rest. You know what I'm saying? She was giving that man hell. Your wife should not be giving you hell. That's not being submissive. You know, but I see a lot of that going on. These wives giving these brothers hell out here.
And their thing is, well, if they would do this and they would do that, then I wouldn't act like this.
Yeah, but what you need to do
Again,
as a
it's an
woman,
individual.
yeah, what you got to do, you got to
You
check
have
yourself.
to check
What we
yourself.
always talk about, check yourself
Mm-hmm.
daily. You got to check yourself, right? What's going on with you? You know, stop. You can't point the finger, right?
Imagine you going to God for your husband and you know that you haven't been doing what God requires of you, but you want God to straighten your husband out. It's not going to
It
happen.
ain't gonna happen.
You're not going to get the results that you're looking for. You have to, and the men too, the same thing. The man can't come to God about his wife and expect good results if he ain't doing what the Bible tells him to do as a husband.
Yeah, so it all work both. It all work both ways. But like a lot of men say, they go to God about their wife. If a man had to do that, then something is seriously screwed up. Why I say that?
Mm-hmm.
Something's really, you know what I'm saying? Like, because if he's, like you said, though, he can't be doing whatever and then trying to go to God
Mm-hmm.
about something. But like we said, the Bible reads that she got to be submissive in all things. But I don't think that's saying that if that man wilding, you know, she need to be submissive, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because that gonna cause friction in your home. You know, it's gonna cause a lot of friction. You wilding, but you want her to doggone. Nah, man, come on.
Be humble.
We all got a doggone. We got to be an example. You know, and we got to walk right according to what God say, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And if you think the women in the Bible, our examples, if you think they just stayed in the house and did housework and made sure their husband and kids were taken care of, I would urge you to read the Bible, the one with the Apocrypha, and see that these women had lives.
where that's you can read that in Proverbs
Mm-hmm.
31.
The 31. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so she ain't just she made sure things happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? She made sure things happen according to that. Now, if I'm wrong, somebody can
No,
leave
she
it in.
did. It says she rose up early.
Yeah, and somebody can leave it in the comment if I'm wrong, but that's what it said. That was, my understanding of it, right? So, we gonna get into some scriptures, man, and I think a lot of people know these scriptures, but knowing ain't even half the battle, though. We got to live these scriptures. And the people, I know this and I know that. See, we've been in our marriage 17 years. Hey, let me tell you something, man. I ain't never been with nobody that long. It was almost like wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. But that's when I was in the world, though. But I got a wife, though. You know what I'm saying? And, he said, he that find a wife, find a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? You got to make sure that woman, man, ain't crazy. It's just a lot of stuff,
It's
man.
a lot. That's a whole nother conversation because you can't just go pick some random woman up and be like, Lord, you said I found a good thing.
And like you go meet a stripper, then a year later you want to marry her and expect her to stop stripping.
That's not a good thing.
And that's not a good thing, man. Everybody, millions of dudes done seen this woman. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Now I ain't saying they all sleep around, but a lot of dudes done seen this woman that you go in there. Now you want to pull her out the club.
She's still used to that money.
And she's still used to that life. No, mm-hmm. you. Why would you go get a stripper? Mm-hmm. I ain't saying people can't change because my life changed.
Before you do that.
Before you do that, she had to change, man. You can't just go grab her. Ooh, she fine.
And it had to be her changing. Because
she not gonna. Yeah, you can't do it. Mm-hmm. Now she fine. Man, that's still a stripper. Look at her lifestyle. Listen, I ain't trying to bash nobody, but that life, she used to that lifestyle, especially if she been stripping for a long time.
You trying to? It's not a good thing.
You trying to pull her out of there? Mm-hmm. That's not a good thing. You ain't found no good thing, man. Mm-mm. Okay, but I would like to went too deep with it, but I ain't finna do it. I'ma stick to the stick to the script. I'ma stick to the conversation. All right. Yeah. Oh, and I need to hook my other stuff up so I can get some noise in here because it's quiet.
You gonna get some noise.
You know what I'm saying? I gotta get that noise in here, man. And first of all, whoever hear this video, man, I need y'all to continue to listen to this audio, man. You sit and watch TV for hours. You know what I'm saying? You be on the phone for hours looking at that phone. Check this video out, man. Support your boy, all my family, and if my friends on Facebook, whatever. Support, man. All right? Leave a comment. Let me know you hear me. You understand? Not see me, hear me. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want. Right? So, we gonna get into some scriptures. Let's get I think that's what Ephesians
5:21. We're gonna start.
Yeah. We're gonna get Ephesians What you got? What you got? What you got?
Um, it's not a scary thing, you know. And just going back to what I said, you can't go to God with dirty hands. You may think that you're in the right standing with God when you go to Him, but you always have to, like he just said, examine yourself, you know. And this is not you placing the blame on yourself if your husband is into something. It's not you placing the blame on yourself, but it's making sure that your hands are clean.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, I know.
Mm-hmm. So it's like, yeah, we're gonna get Ephesians 5. We might read verses 1 and 2, then we're gonna jump up to 22 or 21. Matter of fact, we're gonna start at verse 21. So this is Ephesians 5 and verse 21. It says, submitting yourselves one to another in the what? In the fear of God.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
In the fear of God. Well, how do you fear God? You're obedience. You got to obey, right?
Obeying His
So
word.
let's read. Verse 22 says, wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands as unto the Lord. Okay? For the husband is the head of the wife, even as Christ is the head of the church. I need these sisters to listen to this now.
Mm-hmm.
It said, the husband is the head of the wife. Well, he got the lead, right? If somebody the head of something is the lead, right?
He's your leader.
That means you got to lead.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can't be no old cream puff. You got to lead. Whether she try to get, you know what I'm saying, out of pocket, sometimes you still got to lead, right? Because there's gonna be some days where your woman gonna get out of pocket, man. That's just the bottom line.
Vice versa.
It gonna be some days where she gonna get out of pocket, but you still gotta lead. You know, you gotta keep your mind stayed on who? On Christ. You know what I'm saying? Don't give all that strength to her. You know, y'all going back and forth all the doggone time. No, you know, you gotta lead, man. I ain't talking about with no doing whip. You lead with what? By using this, by how the scripture tell you to lead. Right? So let's read on. And he is the savior of the body. Therefore, as the church, this verse 24, therefore, as the church is subject unto Christ, so let the wives be to their own husbands in everything. Don't know people, hey, sisters don't like that.
That's why I said earlier, in everything.
And this the Bible speaking, all you believers, you women in church, you know what I'm saying? This the Bible speaking. These are not my words. This is the Bible. So when you women want to talk about getting you a husband, make sure you submit to that husband. That man following Christ, he's gonna do the right thing. He gonna do the right thing. That man need to, you know, and you need to follow that man like the Bible said. Right? Oh, we gonna get on down to the husband now. Come on. Verse 25. It say, husbands. Let me say it again. Husbands, right? Love your wives, even as Christ also loved the church and gave himself for it. Huh?
He died for the church.
He died for the church. He loved the church. He just gave his life for the church, right? Okay. What he did for the church, what he did for the people.
Yeah, he hung on that cross.
He died for them, but while he was here, what did he do?
He taught them.
He taught them. He
was the prime example.
He even provided for them. Look, he gave them blind sight.
Yep.
Right? I'm talking about the church now.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Right? He did all that for him. Okay? It said, verse 26 said that he might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of water by the word, that he might present it to himself a glorious church, not having spot or wrinkle or any such thing, but that it should be holy and without blemish. Okay, so your marriage, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's how it should be. But
Without
shoot, these
spot or
marriages, doggone,
blemish.
hey, our marriages be jacked up,
Yeah.
right? Jacked up. Okay. So let me keep reading. Where am I? Verse 28. So ought men to love their wives as their own bodies. You know, you got men, they beat on their wife, they doggone verbally abuse them. You know what I'm saying? I can't do that. Man, listen, back when I was in the world though, I cussed a doggone woman, I call her all kind of names. But that was when I was in the world.
Mm-hmm.
But when you start following Christ, you know what I'm saying? That changes.
Yep.
Okay? It's supposed to anyway. But you got brothers that say they in this truth, they're cussing they women out.
Mm-hmm. And still treat them any kind
And
of
still
way.
treat them any kind of way. But you want that woman to be submissive. That don't work like that.
Mm-hmm.
All right? So he said, the next line, it said, he that loveth his wife, what? Love himself. You ain't gonna beat yourself, are you?
Mm-hmm.
You gonna call yourself all kind of bitches and hoes?
Nope.
No, you're not. Okay? I know a lot of people gonna say, ooh, man, you doggone. Y'all be the main ones eating that pork chop and doggone breaking the Sabbath days and all that stuff, so I don't say nothing. All right, so let's go. Let's go to another book. What we got? What we got?
1 Peter
What
chapter
we
3.
got? We got First Peter
I was waiting for you to go there.
chapter 3. First Peter. All right now. Dog, well, you taking too long to get to them scriptures, bro. What's going on? All right. So we gonna get there, right? But this is First Peter chapter 3, and what? Verse 1. It said, likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husbands.
Mm-hmm.
Not the doggone first lady husband, not the pastor, but if that's your leader, yeah, you gotta be in subjection to him. But if your husband say do something, you don't go over your husband's head for that. You don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
If your husband said you not taking that brother no bread, you
You're
was
not
supposed to
doing
do
it. Let me clarify that
it.
too. So
Huh?
technically, if you still have a father and you're not married, then your submissiveness should still be to your father.
Mm-hmm.
Now, absent a father and you're not married, then it's your
It's
leadership
your leadership.
in
Yeah.
the church.
Yeah. Now, if you got a lot of people that a woman will go seek advice about her husband. What I don't get that one. So I ain't gonna get into it because I don't get that one.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But it said, likewise, you wives, be in subjection to your own husband, that if any obey not the word, they also may, without the word, be warned by the conversation of their wives.
Mm-hmm.
While they behold your chaste conversation coupled with fear. Right? So I'm gonna skip 3, 4, and 5, right? Um,
I'm gonna say this too. Like,
but go
also, if
ahead.
that pastor is married, if that minister or whoever you're under is married, don't just flop your single self in his office.
Nah,
Go to his wife first and let her know that you're having
yeah.
an issue.
Or if she do go to him, uh, she needs to be present.
The wife needs to be present.
You know, you shouldn't do things like that. You just in one room with another woman. You got pastors meet women at hotels talking about they were finna have some counseling. And he had a condom on the doggone table and wine. No, y'all finna have some counseling. But see, this is what I'm talking about. Was that woman submissive to her husband? No. You know, I don't know if was that a real video, but I seen that video. I wish we could pull it, but I don't have time to pull it right now. But yeah, their husband caught them at the hotel.
Whether it was real or not, it happens.
It happens. Yes. Condom on the dresser. Then the brother that caught his wife called the pastor's wife. The pastor married. So the pastor hitting you know what I'm saying, sleeping with another man's wife.
That's another topic.
That's another topic. So let's stick with this. But was that being submissive?
It wasn't.
Oh, she was going out to cheat.
And so, like I said, if she needed any kind of help, his wife should have been present.
Wife should have been present, but you already know what they had in mind. So let's read verse 6. It said, even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him what? Lord, whose daughters ye are, as long as ye do well and are not afraid with any amazement, right? He said, whose daughter you are.
You daughters of Sarah.
You daughters of Sarah, as long as you doing what you need to be doing.
People say, right? Lord. They'll say Lord in that one. Lord, you call that man Lord? He ain't God.
Yeah, you don't even know what that means. That Lord is you know, can be husband. You know what I'm saying? So, but he said these examples. You know, what she said, even verse 6, even as Sarah obeyed, we
get it.
Abraham calling him Lord. Right? Whose daughters ye are, as long as ye do well. You got to do well. Do what you're supposed to do, right? And are not afraid with any amazement or terror or something like that. It said, likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife, respecting your wife, not calling her all kind of hoes and telling her to suck your rod and you know all that bull crap. You get honor, respect your wife, man. Right? You know, we get retarded sometimes, man. Like and we doing. You got a good woman, but you know, she make you mad. First thing you want to do is call out her name. No, honor. What did he tell us to do? Deal with her according to what? Knowledge.
You're not being very knowledgeable.
This the knowledge that we got to deal with her. We can't. It said treat her like you would treat yourself.
Yep, back in Ephesians.
Right. So
I think that's overlooked. That is overlooked.
Yeah, it's overlooked.
That is really overlooked by the men. Some men.
Because why? Why you gotta? You know why? He said, likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel, and as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers
be not hindered.
we were just talking about that. Right? We were just talking about that. If you ain't gonna get nothing through if you ain't right. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna get nothing through. Okay? So we gonna get ready to, we gonna read a couple of more verses and then we gonna close it out, man. You know, it said verse 8. Let me read verse 8. Well, now remember we in 1 Peter chapter 3. So let me read verse 8. Finally, be ye all of one mind, having compassion one of another, loving as brethren. Be pitiful and be courteous. Why? Because not rendering evil for evil, or railing for railing, but contrariwise blessing, knowing that ye are thereunto called, that ye should inherit a blessing. Right? Um, so the point is, man, make Christ the center, right, of
Your life.
your life.
Yep.
He need to be the head of your what?
Of your life.
Of your life. And you need to follow him accordingly. This is the only way your marriage is gonna work. I hear a lot of marriages break up over crazy stuff, right?
Yep.
People get divorced over crazy stuff.
Crazy.
You know, money, infidelity. That's number one. Money, because a man has no self-control sometimes. But we got this. That's why we got to continue to follow Christ. So with that, I think my wife microphone did. But with that, man, I'm gonna say shalom. And listen, and if anybody hear this video, man, leave a comment. Whether you agree or disagree. Leave a comment in the comment section when you hear this video. You know what I'm saying? You can like, you can share, or whatever, man. I don't care if you don't, but if you hear it, leave a comment, okay? Because I ain't in this for numbers. I just hope that this helps somebody. All right. So now with that, I'm gonna say shalom.